All right, what's going on, everyone? We're here with a standard one, no guests, so it's getting close to shows. What are we? What is it? 2 weeks to the first show now? Heard? 2 weeks, yeah.
On
It's two
Perth, but
weeks.
yeah,
Two
yeah,
weeks to
wow.
the season starts. Fucking hell. All right, I mean, freaking hell. It's getting close. So yeah, let's start with how you going, Dave? What are you up to? What are you doing? What's your phase you in? Might as well talk about you.
Yeah, I'm still pushing up. I think this is the last couple of weeks. So I think I'm going to start dieting in about 4 weeks. So we'll do 2 weeks of maintenance and then start dieting. So I think I've got about 2 weeks left. So I've been just touching 113,
Yeah,
which
because
is
I saw you made that post about, well, you and Dean. Well, who posted? Was it you or Dean? Someone reposted that you have one last week off season.
yeah, it's like the last week or two. So I've been just touching 113, which is the heaviest I've ever been.
Ooh,
So
congratulations.
yeah, it's I'm feeling it a little bit in my shins and lower back.
Yeah, you're looking good, man. Like, yeah, what do you, like when you cut off season finish, are you actually doing a prep? Or you're doing the Olympia? Are you still doing the amateur Olympia?
Yeah, yeah. So it'll be about 18 weeks out when I start dieting.
Okay, cool. Fuck
Yeah.
yeah. So you're gonna do obviously your state show and then straight to America for the
Yeah, it'll be about 18 weeks to Queensland.
yeah,
And I think the Olympia is like 3 weeks later,
yeah.
about that. So
Ooh, I'm excited.
I don't, I think I'll probably only need about 10 weeks of dieting. So be doing a fair
If I
few.
have the money by then, I'm coming to the Olympia. Especially if Cam qualifies, game over. I'm there. Like fucking up. There'll be you, Cam, Ethan, possibly Tom might be there as well. Dean, like man, that'd be epic weekend.
Yeah, it'll be pretty sick this year.
Yeah, I'd love to be involved. Because I feel like if I don't go, I'm missing out. I'm gonna get FOMO, especially if you are all there with Cam as well.
Hmm.
And then what about you, Cam? Where are you at? You just said you got some change of plan.
Yeah, it could be some potential change of plans. We haven't locked it in 100% yet, but we could potentially be like 17 weeks out from the show. So
Ooh,
we've started this little mini cut like 2 weeks ago, and I'm down like 5 kilos from my like heaviest off-season weight, like 101 now. Um, so yeah, we were gonna do like a little mini rebound and then finish the diet job off, but we might just roll all the way through and do this show and then see what happens after that and plan the rest of the year after that. We'll either be yeah, hopefully dieting again for the Olympia or dieting on up until Prague.
Post Olympia.
Yeah.
I'm looking at flights right now. What's the date for Taiwan?
Taiwan's I think it's like the 17th of July. So it's like 4 weeks earlier than the show we are going to do in Korea, or
Yeah.
5 weeks earlier.
I'll have a look at some fucking travel dates. All right, so today we'll just cover some random topics, guys, and go off on tangents and have a bit of a chat because we do have some more guests coming on in the future. But with the season coming up, I think I'd say the podcasts are going to get pretty quick at the moment. Because we're going to have a lot of shows on this weekend. Like you usually be busy on the Queensland weekend and stuff like that. So I'd
Yeah,
say
we'll be able to do
Mm.
we'll be able to do some like some show overviews though.
Yeah,
yeah,
that'll be good.
true,
I
true.
Yeah.
like doing that.
We might even be able to make them on like Monday during the day because I won't be
Yeah.
at
Just
work.
do like a half an hour uh,
Yeah, yeah,
show time.
recaps.
Yeah.
Because what is it? What's the like? Are you free anytime Monday to Friday during the day? Is there a better time for the podcast if I don't
I'm
work?
never,
I'm not
I'm
at work.
never fucking never free, mate.
Never
But we
free.
make
Yeah.
it, we make it work.
Yeah. Well, you don't mind the Saturday afternoon shift?
If it works, it
Uh,
works.
yeah,
If I've
Yeah.
got my daughters, then it's not great, but
Yeah. 'Cause
yeah.
what would be the ideal time that you'd love to sit and chill and do a podcast?
I think yeah, Sunday afternoon's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So either the Saturday or the Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if I don't work, we can easily make it the Sunday. Yeah. All right, sweet. So, um, let's talk about getting stage lean, the truth, because a lot of people are always like, "Oh, you're ready," when you come up with the gym, or obviously people that don't understand, or even when people doing their first prep, they're like, "Oh, what do you reckon? I got like 5 to 10 shave off," and they have like 20. Like, why is it you reckon people don't understand how lean you have to get, and also what's the truth that people don't understand? Like when they think they're getting into a prep, what are they actually getting into that they're not that they don't know about yet?
About first timers.
Yeah, first timers.
Yeah,
Because
because like
they think, oh, I'm just gonna lose a bit of fat, but what's obviously they're gonna get leaner than they know, but what's things that they were like things that will happen that, but oh man, I didn't think it would be this like this.
okay, I'll speak on my experience then. Uh, I was more like leading into my first show. I was more worried about like not being able to eat things and just being able to like being on the strict meal plan and being hungry. That's what I
Mm.
thought comp prep was about, being hungry. I wasn't ready for the level of exhaustion like that I've never felt before in my life. So that was probably first.
Yeah, I think for me, it wasn't like I knew that it was gonna. Maybe I didn't know how tired I'd feel, but I think the thing that creeps up on people that they don't realize is the length and the extreme dieting and the like how focused and over analytical you are of your own like image. And then obviously the drugs don't help as well, but the mental headspace that you get into when you have a prolonged period of dieting for a show can put your headspace in a different place that I think a lot of people that takes hold of them. And I'm sure it's partly to do with a lot of different aspects, but um yeah, it's I think the biggest thing is just that you're putting so much mental focus into like how you look. And so yeah, if you're like constantly just spending all day focusing on how you look, it's going to make it hard to sort of keep your headspace clear.
Too that I kind of explain it to um like your body and your mind is going to a place where it's never been before.
Yeah,
So and it's gonna try and like do whatever it can to stop you from doing what you're trying to do.
yeah,
Like your mind's gonna play tricks on you to tell you to quit or tell you to like this is too hard or I can't do this or like when you actually can.
yeah,
It's just like a big can be a big mental game and the way you frame things, even the way you talk to yourself, like the way you talk to other people about a prep matters as well. Like
yeah,
if you talk to someone and you're only talking about how hard it is and this sucks and this, like you can really just drag yourself down
Yeah,
and like just make it harder for yourself with the mindset that you're in.
yeah.
mind over matter.
I think people don't want to admit this or they don't like to talk about it, but the drugs definitely change your personality. And when your personality changes, it affects how the people around you treat you. And when you feel people pull away from you or you feel people become more cold to you because your personality is different, then you start to think, what am I doing? Like you feel a dynamic shift. And then because you're already suffering with the exhaustion, you're suffering with your body image, you're suffering with like all of these different aspects, and then people start treating you differently. I think that's a big part that people don't realize that they're in control of. They can try to override that, but if you're not aware of it and you allow like yourself to treat people differently, that'll affect people a lot too.
Mm. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, because I try to tell people always like the gym and be like, oh, hey, you going? How's prep? I'm like, yeah, it's killer. Easy as best prep. Because even if it's not, it's telling myself that it is. I'm like, yeah, easy, walk in the park, I'm here training. Because to be honest with you, I'm probably fucking, most people, they complain, oh, I'm tired today. Especially the guys at work, the first year's like, oh, this work sucks. But I'm like, if these guys are stressed, I tell myself, I got to be the hype one. I got to be the hype man at work. So then I'm just like, come on, guys, let's get into
Yeah.
it. I'll hype up all the young kids. They're like, I'm like, I'm the one dieting and I'm doing better than all yous. I'm like, you know, what I mean, yous are all 19, I'm 40. I'm outgunning yous, mate.
Yeah.
And I just I think that's really helped me in prep is that mindset is being like, nah, it's easy. This is what I want to do, you know?
A lot of guys will refer to like, I'm fucking dying or
Yeah.
I'm suffering, like
Yeah, I'm in the trenches or
in the trenches. You're not, dude. Like
yeah.
you're not.
It's a
Like
choice.
it's
You're in the
you're eating.
trenches if you're there on Anzac Day in the
Yeah,
trenches.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
you're eating like 5 times a day. You're
Yeah.
actually eating food.
You're
Fresh
not
You've got
food.
malnourished.
got
You're definitely not
you've got
malnourished.
you've got a roof over your head. Like
Yeah.
You get to
you're
go to the gym.
choosing.
You get
You
to do
get
what
to
you
go to
want.
the gym.
Yeah,
You're
you get to go and
choosing.
train on $1 million worth of equipment
Yeah.
in an
You're
air-conditioned
It's so
facility.
hard. It's
yeah.
so hard.
Like
Yeah.
you're not in a third world country
Yeah.
starving and suffering.
And not only
Like
that, people that did it back in the day, these days they have all the sugar-free shit, cream of rice. You know, like, man, they've got it. It's easy now compared to back in the day. You remember protein shakes back in the day? It tasted like ass.
Let's not forget the biggest thing too. You're choosing to do it and you don't have to. You can stop at any
Yeah.
time.
Try as a choice.
Yeah.
So definitely mindset is the thing to preach is never put yourself in a negative attitude. Put yourself in this, I chose to do this. This is sick. I get to go to the gym. I'm get to look better. You know, I'm eating exactly what my body needs for performance to maintain performance while losing fat and looking amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to get
Yes.
a bit hard, but that's nothing, you know, everything that takes a little bit of work. Otherwise, if everything's easy, everyone would have it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it, so
It's
like
an
how
it's a
bad
bit
does
of
it
an
really get?
it's a bit of an extreme, like
Yeah.
and extreme isn't for everyone.
That's
Yeah.
right. You know, if you handle it mentally better, it's going to be easier for you. You know, like how bad does it really get at the end of prep? Well, that depends how you handle it, right? Like you're saying, Cam, it's management of life. Like if you manage your time and get it right, like have good sleeps at night, you're not, you know, overwhelmed with stress and stuff going on in your life. Like it's not that hard. It's just you tell yourself it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, you know, like, how hard would it be if there's people out there actually starving? Like, say, a single mum working like 3 jobs and she doesn't even eat. She just gives all the food to the kids because she doesn't want them to go there. You know, like, that's hard when you're living,
Like we've
when she
just
has
done
no
a
choice but to live paycheck to paycheck.
shift from off season to start of a prep now, and not one thing has changed for me.
Yeah.
That's
Mm.
it.
That's right. Same thing, just a bit
My
less food.
my output hasn't changed. My training hasn't changed. I'm just eating less food now. I
Yeah.
still have the same things I have to do every day, same responsibilities. Still got Boston here, like still have to take him to school, still doing coaching, still doing everything the same. I'm just eating less
Mm.
food.
And you said you were hungry in off season. Has the food drop even changed your hunger, or is it just you're hungry? Hungry's hungry.
It has increased my appetite,
Yeah.
but I quite welcoming it because
Mm.
I know now if I can dig in as much as I can now, then I'll have a more food down the track when I need it. I don't need the food now. My
Mm.
training, like I'm on less food now, and my training's getting better from the off season because my mobility is better. I'm not feeling so lethargic when I'm training, and like I'm just feeling fresher. So like my
Yeah.
training's getting better. So like, I don't need the food now.
Sometimes it helps having less blood in the digestive tract because you got more blood that can go to your muscles.
150 carbs.
Yeah,
So my food probably won't even go this low later on, like
yeah,
in prep. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. That's good. That's how you do it though. You get the main fat off at the start, and then you want a small deficit at the end because if you try dig at the end, your body's already stressed. It doesn't respond the same. It actually responds better if you're leaner earlier on, and then have a little bit small deficit at the end. It'll keep losing that fat because it feels like almost safer. Yeah. Um. So we've pretty much covered that. What separates like what people think are lean from stage lean? That's a big difference. You know when people show you pictures, like look how lean I used to be. You look at the picture, like that's not even lean.
I mean, stage lean is completely different to gym lean.
Oh yeah, way
Yeah.
different. Hey, I just want to take a quick second at time out the podcast to introduce Amino's protein. Use code AGHOSTMAN to get your 5% off. Way different. I'd say what most people think stage lean is like 8 to 10%. Like, yeah, most gym people, like average people, think like if they see you at 8 to 10% of the gym, they're like, oh, that's peeled, like that's shredded, like that's as lean as you get. But yeah, then you get down, like drop another 5% body fat, and you're like, then you stage lean. Um, so why do you think we've obviously covered the mental side of people's attitudes and that you were saying how they're like, oh, I'm in the trenches and all that, instead of saying like, I'm doing what I love. This is awesome. I look how good I look. Instead of having that attitude there, because well, I've seen a lot of posts lately where it's like, if you can dwell on bad, why can't you dwell on the good? You know? So I think people need to definitely focus on that. But what else do you think why like people find it hard to preps? Do you think it's like they're trying to be too perfect, or they're trying to stress too much about adherence, or the consistency, their diet's not set properly? Like what, let's go over some other things like what else makes prep hard for people, or why they can make it hard on themselves. Do you have anything else?
I think training's a huge one here. I think people they start their prep and they start training too much or too hard, and it drives fatigue up, which bleeds into every other aspect of their life. Fatigue's going to make you burn less fat or less efficiently. It's going to make you sleep shit. It's going to make you recover shit. I think if you get your training dialed into where it needs to be, which is not as hard as you can go, I think it makes everything else work.
So what would say in a prep scenario from off season, what are some slight changes you do would you adjust volume? Would you adjust exercise selection?
It'd be a mixture of like just controlling volume and making
Mhm.
sure that progressions are manageable
Mm.
and just that you're on top of recovery. So making sure that like the recovery demand is going to be different when you're depending on
Mm.
how deep into a prep you get, but it's going to be different to an off season.
I do.
Reduce the bias
Yeah.
in like do you reduce the training like the body part specific bias in comp prep, or you just run it the same as an off season?
Yeah, everything will be like pretty much just even split. Well,
Or like a
even for how it recovers, because we're not going to assume that quads are going to need the same amount of sets per week as triceps, because you do 5 sets for quads and they're smoked, whereas you could do 10 sets for triceps.
what I mean is like let's say you've spent the off season hammering your chest
Yeah.
and like you've chucked a lot of volume into your chest in the off season. Are you going to taper that back in a prep, or are you going to leave the bias skewed towards chest in your comp prep?
I would leave it for the first half until recovery becomes an issue, and then I would pull it back.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
So at like 20 to 15 weeks out, there might not be an issue. But then somewhere between 15 and 10, you might find, hey, like my lifts are going down, my recovery is like it's bleeding into other workouts. Well, we're probably not going to grow that much. The trade-off is that we pull the volume down, we maintain what's there, we recover, we can put more effort into other workouts and not be cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. If the chest is still progressing, you'd leave the volume on.
Yeah. But this is where people don't track their volume, people don't track their recovery, and they're not aware of how it's holding them back. So the main thing here is either work out a method where you can track volume and track recovery, or have a coach that manages your training and has an eye on that, and be willing to pull things down where you need to. I've done preps where I've done 4 sets of quads for a week.
Mm.
Quite the opposite to what we've grown up thinking you need to do.
Yeah.
And it's like
Just
it's kind of like it's a bit funny when it's like it's actually not hardcore. Like it's not like and that's like you want it to be, but it's not. Like it's just like
mm,
you
I
just
I
need
use
to.
the description like, let's say you're a painter and you're trying to paint bedrooms.
Mm,
Okay, if you got like new equipment and it meant that you could do less rolls on the wall and paint the bedroom better, would you go, no, I'm going to use this other equipment because I like to spend hours painting a room and I like to use
yeah.
more paint? Like, where are you winning? Wouldn't you want to paint the room with less rolls, less time, less paint?
Hmm.
And it's the same with training in a prep. Like, wouldn't you want to get the job done with less volume, less effort, put more effort into, other tasks or put more effort into burning fat? So like if you can train in a method where you could get it done and it's easier, might feel less hardcore, but you're gonna look better.
Hmm. Nobody's judged on how hard you work.
Yeah.
Everyone remember that you're judging how you look. If you're lucky in prep, it's easy for you. You can be lean 24/7 year round, and you don't even have to try, and you win a show. That don't feel guilty about that. That's genetics.
The confusion comes from genetics because you can't control your genetics, but you
Yeah.
can control how hard you work. And people get confused because there is a time and a place where it is going to suck and it's going to get difficult and you have to work hard. Okay.
Mm,
We're not saying that that's not going to happen, but that's not the purpose. It's that you need to do what you need to do, and occasionally what you need to do sucks.
hmm.
But people get confused and they think, I'm doing what I need to do and it sucks. So if I make it suck even more, it's going to be even better.
Yeah.
But they're not realizing that the suck is a byproduct of them doing what they need to do occasionally. And
Yeah.
sometimes what they need to do doesn't have that byproduct of it being shit. So they're getting the feedback from a byproduct, not from what they're actually meant to be doing.
Yeah. I normally like to, if it depending on the exercise, a little bit lower rep range, a little bit lower volume in prep. Maybe not the first block, but like definitely like when it starts getting closer. And then yeah, just reduce volume. I don't like to do like you're saying, Cam, old school is like high rep, high volume, burn more fat. But I like to keep the intensity around and the strength up. I like to keep the strength on those top sets. What was that?
Um, yeah, strength, like
Yeah,
maintaining strength is the main thing. That you want to be moving the same loads,
yeah,
even if your reps drop off a little bit. I think you need to be maintaining the same loads, without your reps dipping to like below five or whatever. But
yeah.
I think you really want to be lifting the same loads.
You should be able to maintain strength pretty well. Like, you're obviously gonna have deloads and stuff, but like by the end of prep, you should still have at least be at 80% of your strength you were at the start on all lifts.
Yeah. I would rather have like lifts be in that like 5 to 8 rep range too.
Mm. Yeah, I don't mind 6 to 10.
Yeah.
6 to 8, 6 to 9. Like if you do 6 to 10 over 2 sets, so if your first set's like top set's like a 6 to 8, then your back off might be 8 to 10. You can do that. Providing it's controlled and safe. I feel like the people that lose the most strength in prep are the people that use momentum. Because when they start getting weak, nothing can take over. And you're like, why is my list so shit? It's because
Yeah, there's
they weren't really using
no
their muscles to
cushion.
begin with.
They've
I feel
Well, they
like
lost
were using the
the
cushion
body
of the
weight.
weights.
yeah, the better my lift training's got, the less strength I drop now. Like, you know, when I'm fresh, I'm still getting peak. Like I can still get a PB now if I really go all out. And that's I would have been like 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out. Yeah, the strength is still the same. It's just because back in the day I lifted with more momentum, and now that I lift so strict, it's that the strength doesn't drop off because your muscles are your muscles.
Yeah. You're never going to be as explosive when there's not any, unneeded tissue around the joint.
Mm, that's right. Like there might be like
Just
if you're a
gonna
free weight squatter and you're like someone who loses like a good 20 kilos in a prep because you got too fat like me, you will notice a little bit just because that kind of exercise weight helps you have a bit more bracing. Like a significant amount, 20 kilos. But like if you're losing like 10 kilos in a prep, you shouldn't really lose that much strength.
in concept for I think a new timer, like someone in prep for the first time to know what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like I'm so in tune with my body now that I know where the line is.
Mm,
But like, have they? Because I've done the prep where you've done too much before.
yeah. We,
So
we
I
all have.
know, I
That's where we
know
all
where,
started. That's why we know so much now.
and I know what that feels like. But it's almost like, does someone need to go there? Do they need to do? Do they like, where do they know where the line is?
Yeah, I think your first
To
prep
be
is.
able to give accurate feedback.
I think your first prep is always throw all the rule books out and just you're just gonna it's learning everything because you don't know what's right and wrong and what we're saying might be different for that individual. So the first prep, don't even think about trying to get everything right because you're gonna it's such a learning curve.
weeks or something in a prep. It's fucking hard, right? But like I think
Is
like
your audio cam is
It
it
keeps
dropping
dropping
out
out.
here? Yeah, it might be your AirPods.
Yeah.
Every like it keeps on dropping in and out.
Mm.
has it been doing that for a while?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, hang on, check it out.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
yeah, that's better.
Yeah, all right, cool. There might be something wrong with them.
Yeah, just as you'd start talking, it was quiet, and then it would kick in.
Oh,
Mm.
okay. Yeah, I think what was I saying? Like you can really like are you having a hard session or is your mind just telling you it's hard? Like
Mm.
Yeah,
you
bit of both.
yeah. Like so being able to give accurate feedback, you know?
Yeah, I think
That's
your
right.
feedback can't come from emotional data.
Yeah. So I think that's
So
when you have to
the
rely
data
on
that you need to extrapolate your recovery from needs to be, am I getting stronger? Am I doing more in the gym? Am I recovering from my performance?
yeah,
Not am I recovering like how I feel emotionally
yeah.
or
Like I feel shit. I don't want to be here, but the numbers on my fucking on my training sheet are telling me a different story
yeah,
because
Mm.
I'm performing quite fine.
yeah.
So
I would take more from the numbers than from
yeah,
how you feel
yeah.
emotionally.
Numbers
Like
don't
yeah, like
lie.
for a first timer in prep, you know.
Yeah.
Well, we all know like how weak mentally most people are.
Mm.
Mm.
Especially for your first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
like
think this is where
we
quality
know
coaching
we know when
comes.
we hit walls because we'll go in there and you're like, oh yeah, it's shit feels heavy today.
You'll
Yeah.
We're
fucking
so in
you'll
tune.
pick up a 20 kilo plate to
Yeah.
load the machine and you'll know straight away.
Yeah, you're like,
This
fuck.
is where quality coaching comes in, where you
Yeah.
need, like you were saying, Cam, do you need to do that to know? Yes, probably.
Mm.
But if your coach is able to pick up the signs, they can guide you through it. You don't really need to know yourself.
Yeah.
You just need to listen. And
Mm.
it's like, do you need to burn your hand on the fire to know that the fire's hot?
No.
Probably.
Mm.
But if you get told, you can avoid doing it altogether.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, it's definitely like I said, the better you are at training, the more you learn your body, the easier prep becomes because you know when to push and pull. So, yeah, we obviously talked about physical versus mental longevity. Do you think preps that bad on health?
No.
I don't think it's that bad.
Shouldn't be.
I think people that have general normal lifestyles that people that aren't bodybuilders, just general day-to-day people that have office jobs that are overweight are are gonna have more health issues down the line than us.
Well, I ran blood work the whole way through my last prep, and it got better and better and better. And I ran blood work 2 weeks after I competed, and it was the best panel that I pulled.
Yeah, yeah, like that's another thing with good coaching. Obviously, the right amount of dosing supplements and that is if people don't have a coach, they'll take more than what they need.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
it
it's the
can be it
I
can be
think
up.
it's the nutrition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nutrition as well. That's another thing, coaches. The right amount of food, the right amount of deficit. How many people do you know that just that you get it? They're way too much of a deficit. They just think, oh, yeah, I'm just going to dig in. I'm like, man, it's way too low.
I think a lot of bodybuilders are nutrient deficient.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna say food variety,
Yeah.
micronutrient variety.
Yeah. Fruits and veg.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of people don't have enough fruits and veg, especially because how bad is it? You see all those pros, they post all those videos of just meat and fucking potato, or whatever. You're like, where the fuck is the vegetables and fruit? It's such a bad influence to normal people.
That's almost the first thing that I do when I write out a diet for someone is I'll do like their protein for each meal, and then I'll do
Mhm.
okay, I'm gonna put fruits here, veggies here, and then I'll do like okay, the rest will be carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Whatever's left over is carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Like I want to like get 500 grams of veg, 500 grams of fruit. I'm gonna put that here,
Mhm.
and then the rest is just filled with carbohydrates.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
like whatever fats you have left over, you put some added fats left.
Yeah, I always put them through chronometer as well and just look at their fiber and all their nutrients and antioxidants and stuff as well. Just make sure everything, all their nutrients are hit. Because you find as well, as soon as all the nutrients are hit, their cravings drop. Yeah, it's heaps better because people that eat very bland, and restrictive diets like that, they're the ones that normally crave the most. Like, can't wait to eat this, can't wait to have a cheat meal, can't wait, you know what I mean? Because their bodies are so deficient in things, they're trying to source them out.
What? How good does an apple taste in prep?
So I miss apples. I actually like apples.
Also,
But
like fruit and veg, health benefits aside, there's not many other foods that have that much volume for that lower amount of calories. Why wouldn't you want to fill your diet up with that? Like,
you know, people are weird.
To a point, though. To a
Apples are
point.
funny.
to a point, for
I'm
sure.
I'm not on board with fucking overdoing the veg.
No, but if you
Nah.
have a good
Yeah.
amount in there, it definitely makes your diet better.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, you don't want to be like these huge fucking stupid salad bowls. You just want enough to hit your micronutrients and your fiber intake. Mm. If you start like loading yourself with vegetables where you're having like I know over a kilo of vegetables a day, you're like man, you're just bloating yourself.
And I've well the more preps I've done, the more okay I've been with being hungry
Yeah,
and like welcoming it. Like I want to be hungry because now I know I'm burning. Like I'm fucking the job's getting done.
yeah. And none of you use none of you gonna use GLP-1s in prep, are you?
No.
Yeah,
I haven't ever, no.
yeah. I'm not, I
I
don't know.
don't I don't see that I'm I don't want anything that's going to slow down my digestion
Digestion?
and
Yeah, so I'm the same.
have the potential to affect the way my midsection looks on stage.
Mm,
So
I
if
agree.
if there's a chance of that happening, it's out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just, as you know, I'm a big on nutrition. I'm like, why would I want anything at all that may even if it does slow digestion, might even like stop absorption of some things because it's slower, and I don't want that. Yeah. So we talked about genetics, lifestyle. What about lifestyle? You know, some people don't really, their life's like hectic. Like I know their relationship shaky, whatever. Then they get into a prep. Do you think people should like make sure think about they're in the position to do a prep, or do you think don't worry about it, just jump in it and then sort your life out while you're in prep? Would
No way. I think you got to have all the hatches battened down before you even think about it.
yeah, that's what I think.
It's
Yeah, the least amount of responsibilities and external noise you have to deal with, the better.
Mm.
yeah, like if you're in any kind of like relationship or financial kind of distress, don't even think about starting a prep. It's going to expose everything.
If your relationship's shaky, it's falling apart in prep for sure. So yeah, obviously good habits, good standards, daily structure, like you were talking about Cam before, like life management, time management, attitude management is all going to make your prep way easier. And that's what makes the difference from like your prep being average to the elite people, where the elite people know how to manage prep. That's why it gets easier over time, right? Because we've got habits in place. We know what to expect. We know how to set up the structure. It's easy for us. It's basically like you say, Cam, nothing changes because your off season so yeah, our habits are so ingrained that it's like, oh, I'm just eating less food now. It's basically, and then you're in prep. That's just less food. Um, so it's, like you said, it's simple. It's simpler than people think, but they just overcomplicate it. What about the environment? So like your training location, your gym, the atmosphere, people you surround yourself with. Why do you think that's another reason why some people level up and some people don't?
That's individual specific.
It is, but I think it on the average it comes down to what we're talking about with your attitude. If your environment allows you to have a better attitude, then 100%.
Yeah. You don't want to be around negative Nancy's.
Well, you also want to be around people that are striving for the same aspirations as you. It doesn't have to be bodybuilding, but it just has to be people that are positive,
Go-getters?
hardworking,
Yeah.
and willing to sacrifice, what they're doing for what they want to get out of it. That could be that you're training in a gym that is, training around people that run their own business and they've got a good attitude towards hard work, but they don't have to be competitive bodybuilders. But yeah, I think your environment is really important.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people that oh, you
I
can.
like to have it. I like to train people, to be honest. And some people don't.
Mm,
Some people like having their headphones on and just being like, "Don't talk to me. I'm focused and like I'm locked into my training." But like some people like that. I don't have an issue with talking to someone and then going and doing a hard set. Like that's not an
mm.
issue for me.
So,
And I think it kind of like takes the stress or like it brings the intensity or like the not intensity because the training's still intense, but like the overall like the feeling of just being heightened, it
yeah.
just
Yeah.
brings that down to more of a calm
There's
level.
less mental exhaustion.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. And then it's just like I find sometimes if I train by myself, I can get in my head too much
Yeah.
Mm.
training.
It's
And
like you get like revved up and every
yeah,
single
yeah,
get more revved
yeah,
up. By
yeah,
the end of the session, you're like going crazy.
yeah. You're too heightened, and you just yeah. I find like just having a training partner and taking them through their set and having a quick chat between my set and their set, between exercises, like it just brings the level down a little bit
Yeah.
and it also takes your mind off things too.
Sometimes well, you can even push it. Like if you're having a flat day, you'd be like, "Come on, you got double. I know you can get 10 reps of this."
Yeah,
You know, because I've got a training partner I always do legs with. He's my client, and like that's some days I'm like, ah, fuck, I got to be there at that time. He's gonna be there. Or gotta get my shit together. Because that's the morning we do like markets and get our shop click leg. I'm like, oh, I gotta fucking get it. But then I
yeah,
get there, I'm like, fuck, I'm glad he was here. Because
yeah.
you know what I mean. I'm like, fuck, I'm glad you're here because you got me like just after the first set. I'm like, okay, I'm motivated now. You know, like sometimes it really helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, it's the person matters. You can't have any man and dog. He's got to be the right person for you. For you.
And I think also having been a little bit invested in someone else, other
Yeah.
than all about you, is good for you or good for me as well.
Yeah.
I think even just being, if you're not training with people, being in a gym where there's other people that are getting after it is really important. Because if you're in if you're in a gym and it's all just kind of like Les Mills, mums, and
Mm.
general sort of lifestyle people, it's going to be hard to look around and be motivated by people around you.
Yeah.
Whereas if there's 5 or 6 guys that are all in there getting after it, it's gonna drive you a little bit harder.
Yeah, would you guys rather train in a gym that has the fucking bee's knees equipment, but the vibe sucks balls? Or you like in a gym that's like, it's okay, it's enough to get it done, but there's like other people in there getting after it, the fucking music's pumping, like it's just a good vibe.
Yeah, well, that's Metroflex, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the environment of the people that you're around is more important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's motivating. Like you want to be always around people that understand delayed gratification because
Yeah,
they're the
the
workers.
equipment can't be shit.
Yeah, not just the general hammer strength basic equipment. It's got to have some good shit in there.
Yeah, the equipment can't be shit, but it doesn't have to be the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like at our level of training anyway, like you pretty much, yeah, like you said, as long as the machine's not dog shit, we can pretty much engage on any machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just we start getting princessy when we're like, there is
Man,
good machines.
I could
And we're
get
like, fuck yeah.
the majority of my stuff done if I had to with a Smith machine and a dual cable stack.
Yeah,
Yep.
I could do like fucking everything.
and a set of dumbbells.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I train across the road. The gym's all right. It's average, but on a work day, it's literally like literally walk like 20 meters from my front door to the gym door. So
Yeah.
like, why not? Because I've got more time to relax at night then. And then during on the weekends, I'll go to the better gyms.
Yeah.
I'll go to Dave's house and go to right away. But yeah, convenience also matters because it's good enough to get done. But if I can get an extra like 45 minutes of time to myself at night, that's huge.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. So about balance as well. Obviously, the higher people get in the bodybuilding world, the more obviously balanced the scale's going to tip towards you doing things. There's going to be a point in prep where you might have to miss a few things, because you have to get some steps in, or you have to go do a bit of cardio. You might be a bit too tired for an event. Obviously you can talk yourself up, but there's always going to be a little bit of. Do you think you can maintain balance all the way to show? Or do you think there's always the scale's going to tip a little bit where you have to focus on bodybuilding a bit more at the end?
I think the balance needs to be looked at a bigger scale. So inside 6 weeks out, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah,
But then post show, I'll prioritize other things.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll deliberately put training on the back seat.
Yeah.
So the balance, you need to zoom out a bit, and you can have balance, but the balance is not balanced all the time. It's that you balance by focusing on one thing at a time.
Yeah.
mm,
Um, I also think too, like, if you want to be a fucking top tier bodybuilder, your life ain't balanced.
Mm.
Like, you can balance it as much as you think you can, but
Or if
it's
you
not
are a top,
balanced.
yeah, but if you're a top tier bodybuilder, do you think balance is 80% bodybuilding, 20% life? Like, you know what I mean? Your idea of balance is probably different than someone else as well.
Yeah, I mean, I can only speak on what my life situation is.
Mm.
Like, I've got training, coaching, I've got Boston, I've got all his school commitments,
Mm.
and I've got like training's the only real thing that I do for myself.
Mm.
Like that's, and I have to be happy with that. So if I want to try and go out and do a bunch of things, like I just don't have the time for it.
Mm.
So like, am I living a balanced life? Probably not.
Yeah, but you're doing what you want to do.
But
So
I'm doing what I want to do. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
So I think when people talk about balance, correct me if I'm wrong, but 9 times out of 10, that balance that people are talking about is things for other people.
Yeah,
And if we're honest with ourselves and we be selfish for a minute, I think your life's completely balanced because you're doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
yeah,
If
I
we're,
think,
what are we talking about balance? We're talking about going out for dinner. You might not really want to do that, but it's other people.
yeah.
We're talking about balance, like going to, someone's party with them. Do you really want to do that? Or is that balance like you're doing it for someone else? So I think if we're being selfish for a minute, we don't really need balance.
it,
We're already doing what we want to do.
if someone says to me they want balance, to me that means they're just saying to me they don't want to be a high level bodybuilder. To me, that's telling me that you don't want balance. You want both worlds. You want to go to the gym and look okay, but you also want to just go out and just live your life as well. That's not
Yeah.
as soon as I hear balance, I'm just like you're not into it like us. That's all I hear.
And that's
Soon,
okay. That's
yeah,
okay.
that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But just understand you're not going to get the results of
Yeah.
like people like us.
What I'm getting at is like there's this negative like thing around being selfish. It's okay to be selfish.
Yeah, it's your life. You do what you fucking
Yeah, exactly. Like as long as you're not like, as long as people aren't suffering because of you, like you're not
Yeah.
people miserable in some way. Like if you don't have to go and do things for other people because you know you feel obliged to or whatever. Like it's your life.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are like, "Oh, you're not living, all you do is that." I'm like, "Yeah, because that's what I like doing."
Yeah,
Do you
you never
understand that? Like,
come
you
out
like
party
going
with
out and eating. You don't like going to the gym. To me, you're not living to the normal people. I'm like, you're just being a mundane 9 to 5, normal run of the mill generic person. Me, I'm the one living because I'm an outlier. So like you said, it's a matter of perception and what you consider.
yeah. Well, like if your friends like going to the gym Monday to Friday and then they're like going and partying Friday and
Yeah,
Saturday, and then they're putting pressure on you because you never come out and party with them. Well, they like to go and party on
yeah,
Friday, Saturday. You don't.
yeah.
So what are you going to pressure them into not doing what they want to do?
Mm. It's funny because it's funny you
Yeah.
mention that because I
Yeah.
literally my friend posted a reel today and it's like an old grandma and they're like, "You want to go what after 9? Leave the house after 9 p.m. Fuck that, mate. After dinner, I hate leaving the house. Once dinner's done, that's it. I'm home. Like even when if say if we go out for steak at Nationals for a dinner, I bet you when you all get home, you're like, "Oh, thank God I'm back." I'm back home."
Yeah. And it'll be like 8 o'clock when you're home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just what we are, though. We like our sleep. We all love our sleep routine. We're like, oh, like if people come over, if I got someone over, like a friend wants to come around and chat about something, like, how's prep going? I haven't seen you in a while because I don't go to Dermot's anymore. I'm like, yeah, come around and have a chat. And then it's like, he knows, he's like, well, it's 9 o'clock. I know you walk Lando around the block now. I'm gonna go. He knows my night routine starts. Walk the dog around the block, eat my last meal. He's like, yeah, I won't hold you up. I know your routine. And it's like, yeah, I like that. I don't. What do I want to be out of the club for? This doesn't align with my goals. Other people it aligns with their goals because they'll come in work Monday and be like, fuck yeah, that's a good weekend. And that's cool. That makes them happy. But for us, we have a good weekend and we're like, cool, we had killer sleeps, killer workouts, and we ticked all our boxes. That's our idea of a fun weekend. Is yeah, nailing shit.
Well,
I mean,
weekday, same.
Yeah, it's all the
yeah.
same.
Yeah.
I mean, it might change when we're like retired and we're like 60, 65. We might all catch up and have a dinner, every Saturday or something, something, who knows? But we won't be trying to be elite bodybuilders then.
Yeah, the way I look at it now is I've got only this time in my life
Mm.
to be great at like a competitive
Yeah,
sport
it's right.
or
You can't do it
something
later,
competitive. Like I can't do this again. This is the time now.
but you can go out and eat later.
I can
Yeah,
do whatever
you
the
can do
fuck
it
later.
whatever you want later.
I can do whatever.
Yeah, that,
I'm
I
not.
hate when people say that as well. You know, oh, you're missing out on what? Christmases, birthdays. I'm like, mate, like you said, Cam. Once you finish your competitive bodybuilding, you'll be there every Christmas. It's not going anywhere. I don't know why people think it's like, why is food such a big focus? Or like, you're still there in the moment just because you bring your meal. Why does everyone think food's, everyone, it's so weird that everyone's like, you have to eat to be in the moment.
I think it is like there is a cultural connection to
Mm.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah, every type of celebration or birthday party or Christmas, Easter, whatever you want to call it, like it's all centered around food.
Mm.
Yeah, I think there is like a I don't know if it's like in our DNA or whatever, but there is something with humans that like
Yeah.
we like to eat together
Yeah.
for
But
sure.
what doesn't
It
matter?
is. It
We,
is
we eat
nice, right?
together, but what's wrong with eating our meal? Because Christmas
Yeah.
should be about
Yeah.
family. You know?
Yeah,
So it's like, if we're just still eating our meal, we're still eating together just because we're eating different food. It doesn't mean that. Because, it's like my family, we don't have culture. What
Mm.
are we? We're like all mixed up, fucking, all types from all over the world. We don't really have a culture. I understand people have like Ramadan and all that kind of stuff, but like people like us, just like normal Westerners from Australia, there's no really culture. Maybe lamb chops in Australia though. So, I don't know. People just, I mean, coming from Adelaide as well, there's nothing else to do here bar go out for food. There's literally nothing to do in Adelaide. I know, because Queensland's a bit different, isn't it? Sun's out, people do more activities and stuff. Is there more to do
Yeah, it's only
out
really the
south?
Gold Coast. It's like the Gold Coast and maybe going for a walk around Brisbane City or something like that. But there's
Yeah.
not much. Like it's
Because
not
like,
much.
yeah, but you can go, I guess you can go to things like bowling, like, I don't know, golf range.
Oh, okay. You don't have any of
Yeah,
that.
there's other stuff to do than just go out and eat. But how big is like brunch and dinner? Like everyone, if everyone's going out, they're generally going out for food.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just looking at the notes. The next one's literally food obsession. I didn't even look at that. Mood swings. Like you were saying before, Dave, about the drugs do old you a little bit, but it's also the diet. Like there is such
it's
a
a
thing as
combination.
hangry. It does happen.
Yeah,
Um, your identity during after prep, like you were saying, it changed a little bit because we were saying how the balance skews. Like you don't want to do anything 6 weeks out. Like your identity is, oh, Dave's in prep, don't even call him last 6 weeks. Like your identity sort of changed. Then in the off season, be like, oh, Dave's in off season, he can come out. It's people sort of, my family knows that different. Because my mum's always like, when she calls me, she's like, oh, it's my birthday coming up. She's like, I know you're in prep, so I'll make the get together after dinner and we'll just have, coffees or something, you know what I mean? Or tea. Like she knows. But like, and she's like, if it's my off season, she'll be like, oh, you're in off season, are you? She's like, what stage are you in? Are you allowed to have a free meal? Because if you can, do you want me to make something or do you want to go for dinner? Like she'll ask now because she knows me. So
My mum gets right into it. So
yeah,
it's actually been really cool over the years how like her view towards bodybuilding has changed. Now she's like when like it was kind of weird when I first did it and then I won my pro card. And then when I started doing the pro shows, then she's like right into it and she's like following all the fucking other pros and she knows.
yeah,
Well, she rings me the other day and she's like, "Did you see how good Ethan looked at the Arnold's?" I'm like,
that's cool.
that's
and
sick.
then she's like, what's Dean's plan this week for Ethan? Like, what's he gonna do?" And like so she gets right into it. So
Yeah, mine's like that.
it's pretty cool now. And but yeah, she doesn't any time of the year she doesn't even ask me if I can eat anything.
Yeah.
She knows what I'm doing. So and it's fine. It's fine, But
Yeah,
Mm.
like we'll go out on the odd occasion if it's like for a reason. But I'm not randomly gonna fucking eat something just for the sake of it.
Yeah,
So
me neither.
yeah.
No, that's half. Even if I get it, like even if you said can't have a free meal, I'd be like, it'd be so selective, and it'd be like where I
Yeah.
can manage the macros, and I'd rather just go have a night out with B, like a
Yeah.
date night, because I don't have date nights. I just don't have date nights at all.
Mm.
So I'd rather do that and have. If anything, you know what I'd do? I'd get my mum over and I'd cook her a meal,
Yeah.
so I can have like my meal with just fresh cooked.
Mm.
Just cook it for her. Maybe I'll just put different sauce in her meal. Like, instead of plain chicken breast, I'll actually buy a marinade for hers or something.
So funny the other day, Mum's like, "What's Marco doing this year?" I'm like, "What the fuck? You don't know Marco?"
Mm.
Like the guy I competed with last year.
Yeah. She messages, she's like, I'm just going to Melbourne for the weekend. You're like, why? She's like, oh, I'm going to go meet
No,
Riley
what's
Winkler.
I'm going to watch the Nationals. Oh, okay.
She's like, I'm going to the Fit Expo to meet with the bodybuilders. Yeah, that's cool. No, I wish my mum was into that. My family understand me doing it, and they sort of ask a few questions, but they have no idea about the world of bodybuilding. Um, so we covered training, nutrition, a little bit of PDs, lifestyle, sacrifice. Um, is there anything we just want to talk about prep that people maybe want to know about getting to their first thing about if they're considering their first prep or things to understand or know that we might have not covered?
No, I think you probably just got more fat to lose than you think you
Yeah.
do, and you're probably not as big as you think you are either.
Mm.
And it's going to be harder than you think it's going to be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially the first one.
yeah,
Yeah. No matter what division, they're all hard the first time.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. What'd you say? You're not as big as you think you are? Is that what you said?
yeah. No, no
Yeah.
way. No.
Yeah.
It
That's
even still happen. It happens to me every time, every
mm.
prep. I'm like, oh, I think I'll land around this. I think I'll be about maybe 90 kilos this time. No,
It's not even the weight. You just look smaller.
never.
You hate because you feel small. You see
Yeah,
the mirror. You look smaller in your head. You're like, this is fucked.
yeah.
Yeah. You're like, why am I big? Yeah. But yeah, so that's pretty much everything covered for people who prep then for the first prep is basically we've said that it's basically the same as your off season, just eating less food. I mean, there may be a bit more obviously there's more cardio and you're a bit more fatigued, but yeah, you can get pretty fatigued in the off season when you're smashing food and you're training hard, like and you're tired all the
Oh,
time.
the
It can
fatigue's
be just as
worse.
fucking hard.
The fatigue's worse than off season.
Yeah.
I find anyway.
Yeah, you just got to obviously a little bit more in your P's and Q's, like you said, with if you are someone that's a bit more social, you're just gonna be a bit more prepared with taking your meals and that. That's all.
Yeah. I would say that off season's harder than prep, and the people that don't believe that it is don't put the same amount of effort into their off season that they do in prep.
Hmm.
If someone says, "Oh no, off season's easy," they're probably cutting corners.
Yeah, you're fucking off half the time.
Yeah. Well, they're just not consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, off season because those training sessions, you're like, I'm gonna fucking get it. You got to go hard. It's like the sessions are good. Yeah, all right. Well, do you want to end it there? We're all going to eat. It's pretty late.
Yeah, bro.
It's pretty about an hour.
Mhm.
People don't really listen after an hour. So, because, do you remember when Full Ads ones used to be like lower and now they're like 2.5 hours? It's too much. Way too much.
Oh, they're fine. I just play the whole 2.5 hours on in the background. So
Yeah, what I normally do now, because I listen to them on the way like to and from work normally, I listen to the Scott ones a bit more, McNally ones, the thing
yeah.
big bodybuilding, but I'll skip all that crap now when they do the peaks. I hate all that shit now.
Oh, I skipped that
I
anyway.
skip
Oh
all
yeah, I
that
skip
peak
that shit
shit.
too.
And that's sometimes that's like an hour of the podcast, hour and a
Yeah.
half. I'm like, fucking hell, get rid of this shit. They should
Yeah.
just have a separate picks one. So you don't have to
Mm.
worry about that. Yeah. Or then when they start doing the shit at the end, like when they're playing that game, or those games, they start
Oh
playing.
yeah, like
I'm like, skip
yeah,
all this crap.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, boys. Enjoy the rest of your night and chill out Sunday.
Easy.
Have fun waking up 5 a.m. for work tomorrow. All right, take it easy, boys. Cheers for coming on.
Yeah,
I'll try
yeah.
and get a guest for next week. If not, we've got someone coming in possibly the 11th. And then I've still got. I want to try and get the talk to Prime Bionics camp, see if they want to come on one of their representatives.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and you talk to them for me because you're sponsored. See if
Yeah, man.
talk to one of them, see what's good for them because I want to get one of the aminos representatives is coming on as well, so we can talk to them about their brand. So
Awesome.
I'd like to get the Prime Bionics guy on because he's sort of obviously aminos is protein, but they're very broad audience, whereas Primabolics, I think they obviously they want the broad audience for sales and outreach, but yeah, he's supplements are definitely more. He makes them for up, more niche, but
Yeah.
he still wants the outreach. So it'd be good to chat with him, like getting in his mind, like when he's making supplements, like who's he intending these for? Like I'd love to ask questions like that.
To get Game Dog on.
Yeah, get him on. Yeah, get him on if you want. Ask him if he wants to come on.
That would be a fucking nightmare.
That'd be a wild episode.
Yeah, yeah, no, get him on. Why not? People love him. It won't can't be, and I think it'd be as bad as Aaron Pilates. I want to get him back on because I love his rants. People love him. We've got so much. Aaron, if you're listening, you got to come back on because that's the main guest people want back on is Aaron.
Yeah, get him on.
Yeah, I'll get him on. He hasn't answered his WhatsApp. I'll message him on Insta.
All right.
All right, take it easy, boys.
Uh,
See you later.
Sweaty.